he's an author, Alan Cohn, back in the mid-90s, and we did this, but we did it with partners, and I thought that was really powerful, like for Steve, I'm sorry, Barbara. But, you know, you face each other and you touch each other's hearts and you go like, what do you want, Steve? And that was like really, really powerful. So if you ever want to do that with a partner, I just found that that was incredibly powerful.
I am working on a couple of workshops. I'm using this material because it's got to get out there. It really does. I really feel that a lot of people are looking for this. That's why churches aren't working the way they used to, because it's not giving them the substance of what they really want in their spiritual growth. And we're all worthy of it. We're all worthy to have a great life. Jesus, his whole mission statement was, I came so that you may live life abundantly. I don't want to starve to death in this life, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. I don't, because I know there's abundance out there. It's only our fears or my fears that thinking there's lack. And remember, the question is not what's wrong with me, but the question is what I need to change in me.
Those ways of thinking, when I realized in reading this book and just talking, the grooves, like those neural pathways, are so deep with our stuff. It's really hard to get out of that groove because they're so deep. And you, just like you said, I love that you want to change your thoughts, but it always like pops back in there. It's so deep, it's hard to get out of the rut.
And it does change for a bit, but
Right.
if we want the eternal change, the permanent change, stop putting a Band-Aid on it. You know, I can't put Band-Aids on my life anymore. Let me put it this way, I choose not to. So yeah, maybe I go through excruciating points in my life of change and darkness, but you know what? There's one thing I always know, I'm gonna get through it. I just wish God would hurry up with me some days, but I mean, that's besides the point. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. See, there's no time slots on God's time. We always live in the now in God's world. Eternity is now, it's not tomorrow. It's now. So, but Steve, would you like to continue to read? Because I think, you know, there's a little more stuff here, and we'll read for another 10 minutes, and then we'll do a meditation, or we can do the exercise again. Yeah, it was a profound chapter. She left off after, again, allow the process to be what it is.
Okay. I'll probably not read.
Until the urge stops.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
done.
What page in the small book?
We're just following down from.
I know, but I lost the page.
118.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
Right. Again, allow the process to be what it is. Do this over a period of 10 or 15 minutes so that you repeat the process at least 6 or 7 times, writing everything down. Then take the piece of paper or journal and put it aside until the next exercise period, and again repeat the process. When you have done this 7 times, so that you have 7 sheets of paper in which you have gone through the process, then and only then begin to look back through all the things that came up. Ask yourself, what seems to be repeating itself? You might notice that 3 times you wanted a huge bowl of ice cream, but then it seemed to fade away. Twice you had a desire for 47 lovers.
There it is.
Now you notice that you are really only wanting one. Whatever it might be, notice the pattern, the thread that seems to run the most throughout the exercise periods. Then imagine that thread to be the energetic link that is tied at one end to the piece of foam at the edge of the wave, and the other is anchored to the depth of the ocean. Then consider that, perhaps, if you allowed yourself to move down that thread, to begin to put your energy on that, to begin to clear up the obstacles within your consciousness that block that desire from being constantly lived from, you would carry yourself from the drop of foam at the edge of the wave to the heart of God.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Isn't that where we all want to be? In the heart of God.
I'm not catching this foam at the edge of the wave.
He mentioned that before.
Yeah, earlier in the chapter.
Ocean, yeah.
I heard it then and I
About
didn't
the
get it
ocean
then.
wave and
Here,
wave.
Oh, it's in an earlier chapter?
no, it's in this chapter, I think. I'm not sure, but
He mentions it
Yeah.
all throughout the book.
this is how I interpret what he's saying.
Okay.
That it's like, the ocean is the mind of God,
Mhm.
all right? And if you visualize an ocean, down deep into the ocean, there's something that wants to create a wave. And that is like the wave of desire. So it starts coming up through the ocean, okay? And it gets to the top of the ocean and begins to express itself. And the full expression can go all the way to the shore. And it's not about seeing yourself as part of the foam, it's seeing yourself as the entire wave. Did I get this?
It's in
This-
a
That
nutshell.
sounds good.
So he's
Okay,
saying,
that
see
you're
yourself
starting
bigger
off
than the
Bigger,
foam,
bigger.
that you are the wave of God's
Okay.
desire.
But that we often just identify with that little wave itself, and just
It-
that piece.
It
rather
really
than
does
the
resonate
source.
because that's always been my favorite thing to do is body surfing in the ocean. So
Does that mean, oh, sorry.
I understand catching a wave and riding, not on a board, just with my ball. And so that was why I wasn't understanding it, but now I get it. Thank you.
It's not-
It's pretty powerful vision,
Mm-hmm.
a vision thing he gives you,
Is
yes.
the piece of foam in the ocean and then the wave picks it up and then brings it to shore? Or is it the
It's
desire?
created from the wave, and get out of your head again.
Yeah. It's whatever you want it to
Have you
be.
seen
It's
foam
whatever
at the
you
beach?
want it to be.
Oh, that foam, I'm thinking a piece of styrofoam foam.
Or
like-
no.
Oh, no. Now we got you, Rich, now we got you. Okay,
Well, that's good.
all right.
Down to it.
And just to, move this along a little bit, let me just, on the next page, it says, if you arrive at home, it will mean that you have had to give up being a seeker. You will have had to become one who has found. And you will have to rise above the crowd. You will have to give up all your identity with smallness. Ooh. You will have to give up needing the approvals of others. You will have left the nest of insanity. Yay, God! You will have arisen and taken up your rightful place at the right hand of God. It is not the deepest fear you carry. It is actually be the truth of who you are, Christ incarnate. And this is an exercise that I really want for you to practice between now and the next time that we meet. Every day, and I mean every day. Sit down, and whether it's just for 3 minutes, you're in the shower, do it in the shower, I don't care where you're doing it, but just focus on, not from your head, but go down into your heart and say, I am the Christ expressing. I am the Christ expressing now. I call forth my Christ essence into all of my thoughts, all of my words, all of my actions, into all of my cellular structure of my body. I now am the Christ incarnate, just as Jesus was. I now express my divinity of love and light. Whatever words resonate with you, use it. But sit down, shut up, breathe, and go within. It's the new peace be still and know that I am God version. It's Patty paraphrasing it. Desire can be so much fun. Ideally, you have practiced this on your own. Ask your mate or your close friend if they would be willing to embark on the process, and then you can blah, 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 blah. But But you were not created to wither and die on the vine. You were made to bear forth much good fruit. I think this is so beautiful. Let the roots be watered by desiring, above all things, to become the fulfillment of what God had in mind when He breathed into you the breath of life. Let that breath be received in each moment. You will come to see that the only question you need to be preoccupied with is this: how much of God am I willing to receive and allow to be expressed? Oof, I can feel that in my heart. You feel it?
Oh, yeah.
I know, but there are just sometimes
Times that are, yeah.
just how much of God am I willing to receive? And that would be a great thing for you to put on your Facebook. How much of God are you willing to receive? Come to this class and find out. I'm really serious, because that's what the people in Evanston are doing. They're putting it on cards and they're passing it out to their friends. How much of God are you willing to receive? Come to this class and have the address of it and the time and the day. And I'm going to ask you to do the same thing, because you know what? Vickie will tell you. You know, you can spend all this money in marketing and putting it out there, but the best thing is the word of mouth. Am I not right, Vickie? I need for your mouths to get working and your little typing fingers working. Okay? Because we got brothers and sisters out there that want this just as much as you do. Okay. Want to do a little meditation? Okay. Now, everybody's got to do their homework.